This road follows one of the few natural east-west corridors across the Green Mountains of Vermont that connects the Connecticut River Valley that leads to the Atlantic Ocean and Lake Champlain that drain into the St. Lawrence River that also flows into the Atlantic. The natural corridor can be seen here in green, which indicates the lower land elevation. As you can see, both north and south the passage through the Green Mountains is hindered by mountains themselves. Like other ancient roads, the first sign of this natural passageway in use was created by animals. In this case, that is an extinct megafauna. During the construction of a railroad along this corridor in the summer of 1848, workers excavated 11 feet in peat bog and found several bones, a molar, and 2 tusks of a woolly mammoth resting at the bottom of the bog. Recent carbon-14 dating from Dartmouth College of a rib from that mammoth gave results of 12,800 years ago. Vermont looked much different at this time. The Laurentine ice sheet that once covered the land has retreated into what is now Quebec and lined an inland sea that is known as the Champlain Sea. The Champlain Sea was created when the melting ice gave way to the waters of the Atlantic that flowed into the Champlain Basin, which was below sea level at the time due to the weight of the glacials pushing down on it, what geologists call glacial isostatic depression. On the eastern side of this ancient pathway that is today the Connecticut River Valley was a massive glacial lake that formed due to the marine dam made of ice and rock in what today is Rocky Hill, Connecticut. From there, the lake stretched northward to St. Johnsbury area of Vermont. This glacial lake was over 200 miles long and was here from 15,000 years ago until the ice dam broke 12,000 years ago, causing rapid drainage in a few weeks or even a few days. The land between the glacial lake and the inland sea was a tundra, much like what northern Labrador looks like today. Mastodons, giant sloths, giant beavers, stag moose, short-faced bear, caribou, and saber-toothed cats roam the landscape with the Mount Holly mammoth. Belugas, fin and bowhead whales, walruses, seals, and marine shells such as clams are just some of the ocean's life present in the Champlain Sea. The first people that entered this now icy-free land most likely came up the Atlantic Ocean and traveled inland using the waterways as they followed herds of caribou. The earliest known human site on the road is known as Jackson Gore Site, excavated in 2007. There, fluted points of early to middle Paleo-Indian 12,200 to 11,800 years ago were found. The location is on a well-drained vantage point above the natural corridor below. The lithics found at this site came from all across the Northeast. Red chert from Munsungan Lake in Maine, yellow-brown chert from Pennsylvania, showing that people at this time were extremely mobile or had a wide trade network established. This section of Vermont was most likely an established travel route well before the people left before the hunting site at Jackson Gore. One of the earliest known human settlements in New Hampshire is located in the town of Keene. At the time, a short distance from Glacial Lake Hitchcock. Paleo-Americans from this nearby location might have used the natural corridor for easy access across the Green Mountains to the inland sea, which also has lithic site source from far-off location that most likely required some kind of watercraft to reach northern Labrador.